Hi all, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Today we're going to take a look at a early Golden Age sci-fi book, Mystery into Space, number 3. This book was on the newsstand in August of 1951 and features 4 stories. Carmen Infantino did an early cover in his career for this book, and he also did the pencils on the first story. There's an interesting story in this book. It's the 3rd story. It was some early illustration by Gil Kane, and the name of the story is Vengeance of the Moth. And I always felt that this was kind of a really cool story. The storyline goes that a university professor is experimenting with insects and turns himself into a moth. And then once he becomes this moth creature, he seeks revenge on another professor at the university who had him fired. Well, unfortunately, this moth creature is drawn to light, so he ends up being destroyed in a 4th of July fireworks display. So I thought this was a very original story. And that's the 3rd story. And all the stories are basically sci-fi suspense type stories. Very hard to come by book. This is a book that you really don't see very often. And this is probably a VG copy. The page quality is still very good. It has off-white page color, and the staples are tight. The printing is very well too. I mean, it's nice and crisp, and the colors pop out at you. Well, here you can see the splash page for the Vengeance of the Moth. You see the moth creature here. To me, it was really funny that he was killed in a 4th of July fireworks display. Very interesting book. In VG grade, this book's probably $250, $300. You get into the upper grades, if you can find one, you're probably looking at $800, $1,000 in VF or better. So it is a very expensive book if you find them in higher grade. And guys, speaking of vintage books, if you're looking for vintage books, then check out our eBay store. We have a big selection of vintage books there. Or I put a link in the description below, so check us out. I think you'll find something you like there. Some really good illustration in this book. I mean, some of the colors really pop out. Most of it's kind of a sci-fi type theme throughout the whole book. And Carmen Infantino and Gil Kane did the pencils on 2 of the stories, but there were 2 other artists in there that did the stories that are pretty much lesser known in today's comic world, but they were still very good artists for their day. Here you see the end of the 4th story, and coming up. You can see the cover's a little loose on this book, but it's basically all there. A little soiling on the back cover. Not too bad. Really nice book overall. Spine's fairly good shape. And guys, once again, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. And until next time, see ya.